Right, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are talking Alien Romulus. We are talking about the screening that's dropped, spoilers, plot review, and my thoughts. So stay with me if you want to hear about all this. If you don't want to hear about spoilers of this film, then do not watch. So, I've warned you. So, what are we going to have? We're going to have a new breed of Xenomorph. We're going to have more black goo, which, I'm not sure about that. And we're going to have lots of death, lots of Xenomorphs and facehuggers on show, and a return of androids and Weyland sort of space stations and ships. So, all good. The early reviews of the screening are good. Apparently, it's like a hybrid of Alien and Aliens, so it sort of sits in the middle. All good. However, don't always listen to what people say at screening. It's often in their interest to say good things, or they're paid to say good things. So what we've been leaked and what we know isn't sort of that relevant. Let's be real. We're going to have to watch it ourselves. But hey, a trailer is dropping this month apparently, or within the next month. It's what I've been told based on other YouTube outlets and channels. So, you know, if I'm wrong, everybody's wrong. So now, let's get on to the basic plot of the story. So we all know it's about a group of young adults, if you've seen anything, or the cast. They're essentially on a planet. They need to get off the planet, and they need to essentially go to another planet. How they get there, they need to find cryo chambers, because it takes like 7 years. Okay, so that leads them onto this new space station. And they get there, and of course, it's a Weyland space station, an old abandoned one, and this is where they're going to run into all their troubles, okay? So I'm guessing it's an old research station, or a station where something's happened, where the Xenomorph have broke loose, whatever it may be. So, what do we know? We know there are going to be hordes, and I mean hordes, of facehuggers. I'm not sure how I feel about that. There's going to be multiple Xenomorph. Okay, fine. There's going to be black goo. I don't love this at all, but let's see how they work it into the storyline. And of course, there's going to be a new Xenomorph creature, which we're going to go into and talk about what we know, because it has been described, and for me, doesn't sound amazing. Apparently, the film goes straight into the action, so there isn't really much of a storyline to sort of ruin for you, but I'm not going to ruin it anyway. And I'm not going to go into too much detail, like I said. So, my thoughts, the young adults, so the casting of this film. I don't like the casting, personally. We'll see what they deliver on screen, but I feel they're all a bit too young, sharp and fresh to be in an environment of, I guess, chaos or despair. I like it to be sort of a tough and rugged crowd, so like the original Alien or Aliens. You've got people that look like they can handle the situation. We're being told that there are, you know, hordes of facehuggers. I want a scary film, and this is what I thought it would be based on the director. A really scary, intense sort of film, a bit like Alien Isolation, the game, but it sounds like it's not going to be like that. It sounds like there are going to be lots, and if they're on screen a lot of the time, for me, it loses any sort of fear factor. So therefore, it's going to take away from the experience for me. Aliens didn't do that, but it was a different story. It was about Marines being led by someone who has been in this situation before. Whereas obviously we're not going to have that here. We're just going to have a bunch of young adults who have no experience of anything because they're all so young. They probably haven't run into Xenomorph before, and here they are. If they're just dying on screen, or if they're killing Xenomorph or facehuggers, it to me is going to take away from the sort of experience. I do like the fact that it's going to be claustrophobic and on a Weyland ship. That's great. That's a return to sort of all things good. I like the eerie sort of vibe that that's probably going to bring. What I don't like is there's potentially going to be lots of Xenomorph as well. Again, if you're going to produce lots of Xenomorph, you know it's going to be CGI. I don't like the fact that CGI. I much prefer a prop. Prop looks better because ultimately you can't show too much because it's not that realistic, right, when you see these props in daylight. So they need to keep them dark, hidden in sort of the sides of the space station and limited shots, but that creates tension and scariness. So that's what I want. Now, if they're showing it too much, it's going to be like Covenant, and it's just going to look shit, basically, or Alien 3 when it's running around. It just doesn't look great, right? The special effects doesn't work. So hopefully it's not that, but kind of being told it is, which is really annoying. Also, the black goo is involved. I do not like this. Why is that concept? If it's not related to Covenant or Prometheus, why are we going back to the black goo? Like, let's see what they do with it before I'm judging. But of course, I've got to judge, give my opinion. I don't like it one bit, personally. So, yeah, let's see. And of course, there's going to be a return for androids and things like that. That's very, very standard. But let's get on to the new sort of xenomorph creature, what we've been told. We're being told it's larger than normal xenomorphs. It's also like beige, so human colour. It also looks more human. It has a tail and more of a xenomorph sort of head. This is not good. This is not what I wanted. And it looks like basically the same sort of colour as the newborn. And how it's described is basically the newborn from Alien Resurrection. So anyone who's seen that film or knows what that looks like knows it's like an all-time flop. And it isn't scary. And again, an alien that is light in colour is going to have to be CGI, right? It's going to have to be essentially on screen, visible, you can see it clear as day, and that doesn't make it scary, intimidating, or even like towards the horror genre. It's just light, and I don't know, it doesn't fit for me, especially in a space station. How's that going to look? Just some sort of big old white ghost xenomorph walking around. Doesn't fulfill me with any sort of like confidence. However, like I said, the reviews of the movie are good from early screenings, and I assume some Alien fans have actually seen it, and they're the ones leaking it, saying it is a return to form. Let's see. What do you think? What do you like about, I guess, the plot that's been revealed, or everything that I've revealed here? What don't you like about the film or the sound of it? I'm telling you, I don't like a lot of what I'm hearing. I did think we were going back to the original, so really scary, singular xenomorph, really sort of hostile environment, scary, eerie, and claustrophobic. Sounds like we're getting more of a in-between, like I mentioned before. But if there's too much on show, and it's just going to take away from the scariness for me and the horror, the suspense, and that's what this film's all about. Because you show it too much, it's exactly like Predator. It's exactly like all of these things. Once you show it too much, it's lost its mystique, and the magic is lost, and it just becomes like a slasher zombie movie. I really hope that's not what it is. I don't want this new xenomorph to be crap, because if it is, then it kind of ruins the whole movie. I have a feeling it will be, but I'm going to watch it. I'm going to pay my money. I'm looking forward to the trailer, and I'm positive about the movie as a whole, and I really want it to be good, and I'll be making a lot more content about it. So if you like that, again, drop a like and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts. I'll catch you in the next one.